The president is targeting not just the campus protesters, but universities for not stopping them.
He's cut off more than $2 billion in federal funding to Harvard because of the school's socially conscious policies that he disparages as woke.
And he's threatening to take away Harvard's tax-exempt status. But Nikki Battiste reports the university is pushing back.
We found the mood in Harvard Yard defiant.
I have never seen that much celebration all towards one end.
In a letter to students and faculty, Harvard President Alan Garber wrote, "The university will not surrender its independence or relinquish its constitutional rights." The Trump administration responded by freezing $2.2 billion in grants. Andrew Manuel Crespo is a professor at the Harvard Law School.
What's the significance of Harvard specifically pushing back?
Harvard's the most well-known and wealthiest university in the world. If this attack succeeds at Harvard, it will be a significant blow for all of higher education in America.
The school is among 60 universities the Trump administration has threatened with federal funding cuts unless changes were made to campus policy the White House has described as allowing anti-Semitism or promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion programs.
You can't have a successful research university if it is only allowed to study certain questions that are asked by the government, and if it's only allowed to give certain answers that the president likes or doesn't like because of the politics of the day.
We also visited Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, which has been notified by the Department of Education it could face cuts too. The school is already facing a loss of $800 million in federal funding, some earmarked for clinical trials of cancer treatments.
This is a critical component of how we do clinical research.
Oncologist Elizabeth Jaffe is deputy director of the Sidney Kimmel Cancer Center at Johns Hopkins.
We're very worried because what's happening is that one day we hear our grants are cut, and the next day we have to say to a patient, sorry, no more money's coming in, so we can't treat you on this trial anymore.
And could that patient die as a result?
Absolutely, because these patients are on clinical trials because they have no other options.
Johns Hopkins University is still under investigation by the Trump administration, so it hasn't received any orders for policy changes yet. Today, the White House demanded an apology from Harvard.
Well, Nikki, who's in Cambridge, Harvard is obviously not apologizing. It's doing the opposite. It's the biggest institution to push back in this way. And so given that, what are they worried about losing when this money goes away?
I spoke with a medical school professor who says his department has been hit with hundreds of thousands of dollars in cuts. That will impact research into Alzheimer's, ALS, Parkinson's, long COVID, and a variety of cancers. And he said what that means for Americans, and I quote him, is that people who could have been cured in the years to come will instead die.
And Nikki, people watching might wonder, why doesn't Harvard just dip into its endowment, the largest in the country? What's the answer to that?
A Harvard spokesperson tells me that endowment money, the majority of endowment money here is restricted. It cannot be used except for its intended use, and that is often decided at the time that it's donated.
Okay, Nikki Battiste for us tonight in Cambridge. Thank you.